Let me tell you about our Christmas miracle on the way to Mars. It happened over 41 years ago on Christmas Eve, 1974. My wife Joan and our 3 young kids and I, along with all our luggage and a bunch of Christmas presents, were crammed into our big old 73 Pontiac station wagon. We were traveling from our home in Denver to Cape Canaveral, Florida, where I had been assigned to the launch team for 2 spacecraft as part of NASA's Viking mission to Mars. It would take us about 10 months to prepare the 2 spacecraft for launch, so we were moving temporarily into an apartment. I had planned to arrive in Orlando on Christmas Eve so we could take our kids to Disney World on Christmas Day before we began our search for a place to live. As we were passing through Gulfport, Mississippi, the car's engine suddenly died. It wouldn't restart unless I floored the gas pedal, only to lurch ahead when I put it in gear. Not good. We coasted into a service station where a young attendant raised the hood and studied the Pontiac's big V8 engine as I started it a few times. He was pretty sure the problem was the Rochester 4-barrel carburetor, he told me. I don't know exactly what's wrong, but if my dad could probably fix it if he could get the parts. He said his dad would be arriving soon to close the station early since it was Christmas Eve. And the station would also be closed on Christmas Day. Joan and I realized we were going to be stuck in Gulfport for a couple of days while we waited for the repair. Across the street from the service station was a hotel, so we extracted our stuff from the car and checked into the hotel. We went to the hotel coffee shop for dinner. The waitress explained that since there were only 2 rooms occupied in the hotel, they had let the cooks go. So we had cold sandwiches for Christmas Eve dinner. This was not the way I had planned it. Back in the room, Joan suggested I read the Bible's Christmas story to the kids. I had just started when there came a knock at the door. When I opened the door, there stood the young man from the service station. He said, "Your car's fixed." I said, but how? As we walked to the station, the young man told me that when his dad had arrived to close the station, he told him about our carburetor problem. His dad thought he had a similar carburetor in his junk pile. His dad sifted through the junk pile, and sure enough, he found a Rochester 4-barrel carburetor. Though not an exact match, he replaced our carburetor with this one from the junk pile. Then he discovered that the linkage to the gas pedal was on the wrong side of the carburetor. So he bent a coat hanger wire to reach around the carburetor to the gas pedal linkage. His dad said, "Well, this should get you to Florida, but you'll want to have a mechanic look at it after you arrive." Amazed, I watched as he started the car and it idled and ran just fine. I thanked the station owner and asked how much I owed him. He thought for a moment and then said, "You know, I'm just happy I could help a young family like yours." You mean no charge?" I asked. "No charge. Merry Christmas," he said with a big smile. Now that was a miracle.